All right, Shalom. This is Brother Daniela coming back again with another lesson, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah, HaKadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the hopeful elect. So this is going to be a follow-up video, all right, entitled Response to Jake or Fake, Ghanians or Israelites Part 2, right? Because I wanted to get some more information on that. And just following up on this video, this live stream I did here entitled Response to Jacob Fake Ghanians or Israelites, you know, um, just coming off of you know, as you can see here, the video entitled West Africans or Israelites, where this Jake is a so-called Ghanaian, okay, and you know, Captain Tazariak failed to mention in the beginning that West Africans are Israelites. Okay, he did, he fumbled in the beginning, but he came back and corrected himself at the end, which really he should have said that at the beginning. Not just judging based off of what he national or appearance, all right, or the different names that we're called today. Yahweh, the Lord Yahweh Shai said, judge not according to appearance, judge righteous judgment. Okay. So what I wanted to go into today is some of the marriage traditions that are followed by West Africans. Okay. I did video of I think a couple of videos on this before, but West African marriage tradition. We're gonna go into the Togolese, which, if you don't know where Togo is, let me see if I can find a map. Togo is on the coast, the western coast of Africa, right underneath that. Let's get it. Let's just type it in. Togo, right now. I specifically chose Togo because people Togo have really close relatives, so to speak, from Togo. All right, we're really close family friends from Togo and different parts of West Africa. All right. Um, right. And uh, dealing with the marriages, my uncle who was married to a Togolese woman, all right, which there are Israelites. Here you go. And Togo is right next to Ghana, as you can see. Here's Ghana, here's Togo, here's Benin, all right, which all these people are Israelites, okay, and the different so-called ethnic groups and indigenous people that live throughout here, okay, uh, uh, um, they're the same different types of people, and they have similar traditions, okay, which these are the majority of these people here in these areas are Israelites. They're Jakes, all right, and it's evident through the flavor that they have. Okay, the vibrant behavior or mannerisms that they have, that of an Israelite, right? The scripture says, the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women, for they are lively. All right, the Lord has set a difference between, all right, the Egyptian, all right, and his people, the Israelites. Okay, and one of those things is these law, statutes, and commandments. All right, so we're gonna go into marriage laws, going into Togo, and we're gonna end off on Ghana. all right, which are some of the same marriage laws, which can be found in the scriptures, because our people, okay, even today, though they may not know, some of them may not know, because this gospel is going out through the four corners of the earth. Though some of them may not know, that they're still keeping some of the laws that was given unto us, okay, from the Most High through Moses. All right, because they are Israelites. Let's get a scripture. Let's get a scripture, Salakia. So we're gonna get a classic here. Psalms, the 147, right? Because the Lord didn't give these laws to anyone else but you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, okay? And at that, West Africans, okay? Those who resonate with the scriptures. All right, so we're gonna get this right here. Um, Psalms chapter 147 and verse 19. He sheweth his word Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. So the law, statutes, and commandments, all right, and judgments was the word judgment means decision. So whenever a particular matter would come up, the Lord had already gave the best decision to judge that matter, all right, through a law, okay? His statutes and his judgments unto Israel, all right? So this is the nation whom he had revealed it to, all right? Case in point, you get that in Exodus, the 33rd chapter, Salakia, Exodus, the 34th chapter, when he gives the commandments, the ten commandments unto Moses. And then there's hundreds of other commandments that come after that. All right, that come with that. Um, verse 20. He hath not dealt so with any nation. As for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. So all these other nations have not received these different customs and laws and and statutes, man, which the law, statutes, and commandments created our culture. All right, we are to worship Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, and he gave us laws on how to worship him and how not to worship these other gods, and the different manners and things we should do to be effective, all right, upon the earth. So, the law, statutes, and commandments gave us our culture, all right? So the Lord only did this for the nation of Israel, all right? So we're going to go into some of these laws, marriage customs here. But what I want to get here first is I want to get Togo, right? Togolese marriage custom. Now, this particular relative I'm talking about who's married to a Togolese woman, he told me of how upon him getting married to her, he had to give, he had to buy her luggage, different possessions, wine, and he had to give it to her father and her mother, the family, okay. He said is a token to show that he's able to take care of her, all right, but also this was a form of a dowry, all right, or a bride price, okay, which he gave unto the father, all right. And I found that interesting when he told me that story when I was younger, and now it makes sense because the Togolese are Israelites. All right, the majority of those people there are Israelites, West Africa. All right, so we're gonna read this article here. It's from Family that dot jrank.org. Okay, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this, copy it, and I'm gonna put it in the comment section. for brothers who want to read this. Hey, shalom to the brothers on the comment board. The brother N.A. Dave Dav 3. Hey, shalom. Yahaba Shem Yahushua Bashem Erechakwadash Barakatah. All right. Uh, okay. I'm gonna put this article here in the description box, the link to it. That way, brother, go read it themselves. You can. And I'm gonna put this other article in there too. All right. These other ones here. You know, just to some of the traditions that are still they ban uh from the scriptures, man. Um, that's the other. We're gonna get this one too. So post it in this description box, brothers. All right. So we're gonna get this one here. All right. Togo, traditional features of marriage and family. All right. So really I just want to get to the point. Um but really this is a short article. It's not that long, but there's lots of key points in here. All right. Right, let's get this right here. It says marriage ceremonies used to last many days. There were opportunities for extended families to get together, right? So in Matthew's the first chapter, when it says before they will come together, talking about those families, the family of the bridegroom and the family of the bride, or of the groom and the bride, coming together to celebrate their children. All right, these members of those two families being married. All right, the actual marriage ceremony started with payment of bride wealth to the bride's blood relatives. The bride wealth could be um, composed of specially prepared food, palm wine, clothing, jewelry, and money. Okay, so this right here is what you call a dowry, right? It said bride wealth. Okay, the price you pay for a bride. Yes, in Israelite culture, according to the scriptures, you would pay for your bride. All right. We can get a scripture on that because you'd be taking on, you'll be acquiring a possession. Now let's get that. Um, obtain. Right. Let's get it. This beginneth a possession. Right. Beginneth a possession. He getteth a beginneth a possession. All right. There we go. Ecclesiasticus. So like you for my computer moving slow here. It's chapter 36 and verse 24. It says, he that getteth a wife, right? The word wife uh, goes back into woman, okay? Wife with men, woman, wife, okay? Which a wife is basically a servant to a man, all right? A help me, all right? To help the man to do what he needs to do. All right. She helps him in his purpose. Okay. He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, right? A possession is what? Something that's owned, right? Property. A help, there you go. Like I said, a help like unto himself, a pillar of rest, right? So a help like unto himself, man. All right. And a pillar of rest. So a woman's meant to help you, to comfort you, all right, when you need comfort, all right, and to help add unto you and forward uh, 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 you know, your enterprise, what you're doing, okay, what your purpose in doing, all right. So he that giveth a wife beginneth a possession, right? So we pay for it, you know, we pay for our possessions. All right, now to talk about the dowry. Here I have Exodus chapter 22, and we're gonna get that word for dowry, okay? Um, so this is Exodus chapter 22. We're going to start at verse 16. And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife. And if the father utterly refuse to give her unto him, he shall pay money according to the dowry of virgins. All right. So what is the dowry of virgins? All right. The bride price or the bride wealth. Okay. Um, Salaki, and I have that word here already for dowry. Okay, as it says, dowry of virgins. Okay, which is mahar, and I believe that'd be mahar bathwalayim in the Hebrew. Okay, it says the purchase price for wife, wedding money. Okay, so this is the price you pay for a wife. And what was that price? 50 shekels of silver. All right. Um, let's get it. It says a price paid for a wife to her parents. And as you notice here, Togolese culture, it said, you know, that the actual marriage ceremony started with payment of the bride, of the bride wealth to the bride's blood relatives. Okay, so the worth of the woman, okay, her value, so to speak, to the bride the bride's relatives. So the family, the father and the mother, the parents of the woman. Okay, so that there is evident. Okay, and that's according to what the scriptures. All right. Um, let's see here. So we got that. I believe there's actually more down here. Salakia. No, that must be in let's get it. Since I mentioned it, Deuteronomy chapter, I believe it's 22 also, or 23. Let's see. Towards the end. We talked about the money paid for a virgin. All right. Let's get it. Since I mentioned it, like it be Deuteronomy 22. Bear with me for a second. My computer's moving kind of slow. I'm waiting for my computer to load up, but right. So here we go. All right. Deuteronomy chapter 22 and verse um 22. That's like it in verse. Let's see here. So like it in verse 28. It says, "If a man find a damsel that is a virgin," okay, that word there, virgin is Bathwala, meaning she's have never known a man sexually. She's never had sex before. Okay, which is not betrothed, so she's not promised to anybody. And lay hold on her, meaning he take her by force. Okay, and lie with her, and they be found. Then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver. So that is the price of virgins, 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife. There you go. He paid for her because he have humbled her. Meaning, this word here is in the Hebrew, ainah. Let's get it right. Right, ainah. Let's click on and get that word real quick. Right, which means he took her by force. Okay, he raped her, so to speak. All right, the word rape means to grab. He grabbed her up and took her by force. The word for ainah uh, is to be occupied with, Salakia, to afflict, to oppress, humble, to be afflicted, be bowed down, to put down, to become low, to depress, to downcast. Um, some is here we could look over here in the Strong's definitions. It says to depress, literally, figuratively, transitive or intransitive, abase self, afflict, answer, chasten self, to deal hardly with. So if he humble her, if he deal hardly with her, okay, meaning he took her by force. The foul, look, force. If he forced her, right? Okay, says hurt, ravish, okay, meaning, so to speak, he raped her. He took her by force, and this is in the law, man. Okay, that wasn't traditional way. There was arranged marriages, but if this happened, there was a law for it. Okay, he was not able to put this woman away for the rest of her life. He had to make her his wife because he have humbled her. He may not put her away all his days, right? But the point I wanted to get was the 50 shekels of silver. All right, as a bride price, the dowry of virgins. Okay, now let me see here. Right, so we're just gonna go back here. All right. Um, this was followed by the consumption. Sorry, during the ceremony, the bride was handed over to the lineage members of the groom. Right, and there's different accounts where you know basically the parents of the groom will become like the parents-in-law of the bride. You know, this was followed by the consummation rituals, right? The nuptial chambers, which included the verification of the bride's virginity. How did they do that? With the blood spattered sheet to show that she has never had sex before, right? And the bride was required to be a virgin at marriage. Oh, look at that. She was required to be a virgin. This was an indication that she was raised in a respectable family. Ooh, where's that coming from? Huh? Israelite tradition. These Togolese, these West Africans are Israelites. Where's that coming from? All right, keeping some of the traditions of their forefathers. Right. It says that she was raised in a respectable family. Okay, and in Israel, it was very great, very important that you know a man's name was honored. All right, and if a woman was not a virgin and she was found with child in her father's house, okay, it was a dishonor to her father, and she would be put to death. All right. You know what? That's actually right up here. Let's get it. Deuteronomy. There you go. Tokens of virginity, right there. Same scripture, right? Chapter, right? The tokens of virginity. Okay. Um, Deuteronomy 22:17. And lo, he hath given occasion, Salakia, and 15. Then shall the hold on. There's a lot. Deuteronomy 22:13. If any man take a wife and go in unto her and hate her, all right. So this man takes a wife and he doesn't like her, all right, and give occasion of speech against her, so he's lying on her, and bring up an evil name upon her, so he's slandering his wife, okay, whom he hates, and say, I took this woman, and when I came to her, I found her not a maid. Now, that word for maid, once again, you know, is bathwalayim. Okay, bathwalayim, meaning what? It's a lot here, Well, it's all through the spirit that I'm going through all of this, That's just how the spirit goes. I had a couple up and the spirit started rolling. All right, bathwalayim, it says divinity. It says bathwalayim, Salakia. Strong definitions, saying collectively, abstractly of virginity, by implication, concretely, right? So, what does it mean by virginity? Um, right. This is Bathwala Yum, all right? It's coming from Bathwala, or Bathwala, as some brothers say. Um, Hebrew, right? Virgin. It says feminine passive participle of an unused root, meaning, Salakia. It says meaning to separate, all right? Aversion from her privacy, sometimes by continuation, a bride, also fictively city or state made. But it's gonna give us right down here, Jacinius Hebrew lexicon at the top. So it says Bathwala, aversion, pure and unspotted, so called as being separated and secluded from intercourse with men, right? So she never had sex with a man. So that's what the word Bathwala means. So when he said, I found her not a maid, meaning I found her not a virgin, all right? Meaning he's basically saying she had sex with somebody before I went into her, okay? Before I had sex with her, she had sex with somebody. How would they tell that? If the hymen didn't pop, or as they say, the cherry didn't pop, so to speak, all right, and there was no blood spat, okay, upon that cloth, means, then that means, she was not a virgin, right? But that's why the law was put in there, that when the marriage was consummated, that the father would take as a token of virginity, and in case this, all right, laws for every aspect of life. Um, right. So Salakia. So here we go. I'm gonna go back to it. Verse verse 24, right? When I came to her, I found her not a maid, I found her not a virgin. Then shall the father of the damsel and her mother take and bring forth the tokens of the damsel's virginity unto the elders of the city in the gate. And the damsel's father shall say unto the elders, I gave my daughter unto this maid to wife, and he hated her, right? And lo, he hath given occasion to speech against her, saying, I found her thy daughter not a maid, not a virgin. And yet these are the tokens of my daughter's virginity. And they shall spread the cloth before the elders of the city. And the elders of the city shall take that man and chastise him. So they're gonna beat him, and shall immerse him in 100 shekels of silver, and give them unto the father of the damsel, because he have brought up an evil name upon a virgin of Israel, and she shall be his wife. He may not put her away all his days. So this is the judgment for a man who lies and says that his wife wasn't a virgin when she was. All right, because this is a very grave thing. All right, for women to be virgins when they are married. It was a very grave thing in our culture. All right, because this woman could have been put to death. Here's the otherwise. But if the thing be true, and the tokens of virginity be not found for the damsel, then shall they bring out the damsel to the door of her father's house, and the men of her city shall stone her with stones that she die, because she hath wrought folly in Israel to play the whore in her father's house, man. So that's very dishonorable to you, to the father, man. Okay, so this is like a honor killing, man, to restore honor unto the Father's house. So shalt thou put away evil from among you, man. So there you go. Uh, right. So there you go. So now let's check out how they feel about this. It may not be to the extreme of what it was before, but still a similitude of the law is still kept amongst these different West African countries, so to speak. It says, this was followed by the consummation rituals, which included the verification of the bride's virginity. All right, the tokens of virginity. The bride was required to be virgin at marriage. This was an indication that she was raised in a respectable family. The amount of bride wealth was revised down if the bride was found not to be a virgin. So they didn't value a woman highly if she had already had a man. She would be like used goods. Okay? So her value decreases, man, right? A woman who lies with multiple men, her value decreases every man she lays with. It decreases. All right? There's no longer a high value possession. The value decreases, right? So they thought with the same mind, okay, because they're Israelites. Um, Uh, Here we go. It says polygamy, the marriage of a man with more than one woman, was an important aspect of marriage, right? So this also in Togo, traditionally men could take additional wives to increase the size of their family line. Farming and rudimentary and sorry, yeah, and relied on heavy physical labor. Additional wives and children help to make the farm more productive, right? Oh, look at that. Establishing a whole business through the family. Thus, a large number of relatives was therefore associated with wealth and prestige. So, another article I was reading, uh, basically taking as many wives as they can afford. All right, men who are wealthy and have prestige would have larger families, more wives, more children. This was the philosophy of old men, right? Who were the ones in control of the community resources Their philosophy of life was law in the community, right? So, hey, another scripture says, if a man take him another wife, let him not diminish her raiment, her food, her raiment, and her duty in marriage, right? So he would have to provide all those different resources unto her, right? So having as many wives as he can afford. Uh, and right, also according to the scriptures, customary laws discourage divorce. All right. Yahweh Shai said from the beginning that was not so. So it was not meant for a woman to be divorced from her husband, except it be for adultery. All right. But let me get some of these. There's a key in here that I want to get. And here we go. And we're gonna get this law because this is a key also. All right, of Israelite tradition, man. It says when a married man died, okay, customs allowed one of his brothers to inherit his wives. The wives and the children then became part of the immediate household of that brother and remained part of the family line. This practice was called Levirate, right? Levirate, Levi, going back to Loyah, all right, pertaining unto the law of the priest, and was consistent with the social and economic values attached to wives and children, right? So this law is where, right here in Deuteronomy, okay, the 25th chapter, okay, verse 5. And let's also get it here for the Ghanians, okay, who have the same ethnic groups in Togo and Benin, right? The Khan people, the Ashanti, okay. Let's get some of their marriage traditions, which are also according to the scriptures, right? So, how could they not be Israelites? Not only having the flavor of a Jake, but having retained some of the traditions of their forefathers. All right. So this is what it says for marriage for Ghanaian culture. It says tradition dictates that family elders arrange the marriages of their dependents, right? Which is common in Israel, man. Okay, to arrange the marriage, basically, let me see if I could find that scripture. They would arrange marriages because a man would want his daughter to be married unto a wise man. Okay, let me see, unto a man of wisdom. A man who had married off his daughter had performed a weighty matter, as the scriptures say. It's a lot, yeah, but this is gonna be quite a lengthy lesson. You know, hey, take a break and come back and watch the rest of do so, man. Do what you can. Um, it's a lot. All right. Let's see. Let me take this and give her unto man of wisdom. KJV. Right? Because you would want a man to be wealthy and wise to take care of your daughter. All right. Um, let me see. Let me see here. Performed a we matter. Right. Oh, here we go. This actually goes right into what we was reading on arranged marriages. Let me go back and read. It says tradition dictates elders arrange the marriages of their dependents. All right. The men, two men of two different families, okay, heads of their families. People are not allowed to marry within their lineages of the Akan, their wider clan groups. There is preference, however, for marriage between cross cousins, children of a brother and sister. Uh, the groom's family is expected to pay a bride price, a dowry. There you go, right? So let's hit this. Let's Salakia, computer slow. Um, right. Ecclesiasticus chapter 7 and 23. Hast thou children? Instruct them and bow down their neck from their youth. All right, going into how you're supposed to discipline your kids at an early age. Hast thou daughters? Have a care of their body, and shew not thyself cheerful toward them. Right, you're supposed to be strict upon your daughters and have a care for their body. So you're going to be watching out for them, okay, for when they reach that age of puberty, okay, protecting them, okay, from bring this name upon your name. It says, "Marry thy daughter," all right, "and so shalt thou have performed a weighty matter." So it's a very serious issue, a very serious matter, okay, on whom you marrying your daughter to. There's a scripture I was looking for, Barakatah Yahweh Shem Shai. But give her to a man of understanding, right? So you want to give her to a man of understanding. So a man, arranged marriage, okay, basically takes out a woman choosing. It takes out the likelihood of error, of her choosing wrong. All right, so it takes out the likelihood of error. So the man, he chooses to give her to a man of understanding and a man of wealth. All right. Hast thou a wife after thine own mind? Forsake her not, but give not thyself over to a light woman. Okay. So, right, but that's the point. Give unto a man of understanding. So arranged marriages, okay, the father would be able to see different things that the daughter would not be able to see. Okay. And really it would be between, you know, another prestigious man or a man who is wise and wealthy. Okay. Um, Going back, uh, it says polygyny was allowed to attest to the wealth and power of men, right? So, like I said, as many as you can afford. Who can support more than one wife? There you go. That was between men. That was with men that had resources. Cheese mark status by marrying dozens of women. Having children is the most important focus of marriage, and a husband will normally divorce an infertile woman, which that's wrong, okay? Because that woman couldn't control that. That came from the Most High. But having children was an important focus of marriage, man. So having a family line, a legacy, all right, a lineage, this was very important, okay? Being fruitful and multiply. So that same mindset is because these people are Israelites and they have uh, retained some of those traditions. All right. Now here's a point right here. I'm gonna just hop right here. Upon a husband's death, his wife was expected to marry his brother, who was who also assumed responsibilities for any children, right? So that's liberate law again. So now let's get the scripture. All right. This is Deuteronomy chapter 25 and verse 5. If brethren dwell together and one of them die and have no child, a wife, the wife of the dead shall not marry without unto a stranger. Her husband's brothers shall go in unto her and take her to him to wife and perform the duty of a husband's brother unto her. Right? And it shall be that the firstborn which she beareth shall succeed in the name of his brother which is dead, that his name be not put out of Israel. So to continue the lineage or the family line of his brother, he would take his brother's wife, his brother who died, take his brother's wife, and raise up seed unto him. All right, raise up a son unto his brother because his brother died with no sons to continue his lineage. And if a man like not to take his brother's wife, then let his brother's wife go up to the gate unto the elders and say, my husband's brother refused to raise up unto his brother a name in Israel. He will not perform the duty of my husband's brother. Then the elders of the city shall call him and speak unto him. And if he stand to it and say, I will not take her, I like not to take her, then shall his brother's wife come unto him in the presence of the elders and loose his shoe from off his foot and spit in his face. Oh man. And shall answer and say, so shall it be done unto the man that will not build his brother's house, and his name shall be called in Israel the house of him that hath his shoe loose. So it was a shame for you not to perform this because it was an honorable thing to raise up seed unto your brother, man. All right. Which this is showing this is a form, this is showing brotherly love, man. Love is the keeping of the commandments. All right, so that's an honorable thing to raise up a seed unto your brother after he's died and taken on his wife. So this is what they call liberate law, okay? And this is upheld in many, not only in Ghana, all right, and Togo, but also in Nigeria and these different Western West African countries, man. So these so-called West Africans are Jakes, they're Israelites, all right. And Lord willing, this was edifying, and I believe I proved my point. All right. So with that, once again, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Arakak Wadash, double honor to the elders and apostles, a great millstone, and shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom.